Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh Shai, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh Shai, Baruch the Yahweh, Baruch the Yahweh Shai. All praises unto Yahweh Shemi Shai, Waha Rock Kadash. Double honor unto the apostles of GreatMillStone. Honor your brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Okay, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. And you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans are the Israelites, of which you got Israelites scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So this video is going to be on basically going into the spirit of being an unprofitable servant and being in the spirit of humility and being in the mindset that really the Most High, Yahweh Shemi Shai, doesn't owe you anything, but rather you ought to obey the Most High, okay, of which one of the main instructions that the Most High gave unto his men was to go out there and push this word, all right? So I'm going to hit some scriptures dealing with this particular subject and really try to expound upon the idea I'm trying to push here. Okay, so the first scripture here is the book of John 15 and 16. And this really says it all. I mean, the other two precepts I got prepared, you know, you can take them and use them for this idea, but really this is the main precept in that the Most High set it up to where we haven't chosen him, as he's going to say, you haven't chosen me, but rather the Most High has chosen us. Okay, because when you go into the scriptures, it goes into the fact that how the Most High predestined certain individuals that they wasn't going to be guile found in them, meaning to say you was going to go off, man, okay, and then you was going to come into this truth, and really when you was coming into this truth, you was going to have to be in a position of humility, okay, you was going to have to be in a position where you're like, man, damn, I don't deserve this position that I'm in, okay, but you hope that the Most High was going to be I have chosen you from the foundations of the earth to receive of salvation. So it goes on to say, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit. So that's the order. You got to go out there and bring fruit. So you got some guys out there that are proud. And they act like they've chosen the Most High. The Most High is going to do something to them because they push this word. And that's just not the spirit you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to be going out there as an unprofitable servant. In that there isn't a limit to what you could do for Yahweh Shai because he's done so much for you. Okay, and really that goes on to all the Israelites, because when you go into the scriptures and you find out Yahweh Shai came for the house of Israel, starting first and foremost with the elect. But really all Israel, then really there's no excuses for doing what the Most High requires of you to do, which he says to go out there and bring forth fruit, okay? And that you and your fruit may remain, and that whatsoever you shall ask of my Father in my name, he will give it. And that's a beautiful thing in itself, because the scripture says that what? Ask of me of the heathen, and I shall give them, okay, for thine inheritance. And that's what you should be praying for. You should be praying that certain individuals at your job, okay, certain bosses or managers that you might have, or whatever the situation may be, you're supposed to be praying that they be your slaves. I mean, this is what the scriptures is about. That's why it was called the good news. It was the good news, but because the Israelites was going to go back into a position of rulership. That's why it's called the good news. You go into the scriptures and you find the years that we had the peace, as in the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans being ruled under King David in a righteous kingdom. You find out that these nations were subjected unto us. So when we're praying for salvation, we're praying that Esau is going to be removed from this position of power, of which you got certain Israelite camps out there that basically want to stay with Esau being in power, and they just do their thing as if this is the Black Panthers or something like that. Okay, well, Esau's going to be taken out of power, but he's going to be taken out of power and he's just going to sit there somewhere. He's going to be taken out of power and he's going to become subject unto us. He's going to become slave. They're going to become slaves unto us, not employees, of which really employee, when you go into it, goes into the word slave, but rather they're going to become slaves, okay, having yokes of iron and chains and being beaten, okay, bowing, okay, saying master, because Esau will have you say my boss and this, that. No. When we get into the kingdom, we're going to be straight masters, and you're going to call us Lord, okay, Adawan. Khan Adawan is going to be a very popular saying, okay, coming out of these different heathens' mouths, because that's how they're going to refer to us. Okay, so it says that ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I've ordained you that you should go forth and bring fruit, that your fruit shall remain, and that whatsoever you ask of my Father in my name, he will give it to you. Okay, next precept, going back into the topic. Okay, so it says, for by grace, okay, through the grace of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. It ain't like you're some righteous dude, man. Okay, that's not what this thing is about. You ain't out here pushing your spirit, man. Okay, you're supposed to be pushing what the Most High wants, which is this word. Okay, in its simplicity. Okay, you gotta just do the work in its simplicity. You really gotta ask yourself, what would Yahweh do in this situation? And more times when you read the scriptures, man, the Lord was like, look, I ain't, the glory goes on to the Father. That's what he was saying. When he was on the scene, he wasn't, patting himself on the back. I did this for you and this, that, and the third. Okay. And really, when you go into the history, Yahweh was King Solomon. He was the ultimate dude. When you're talking about these, fly Israelites, he was the top. He invented fly Israelites, man. He is the guy. You got some guys want to be the guy. He was the guy. He was the guy that saved he was the a mediator between the nation of Israel and the Father. And who did he glorify? The Father. Okay, my Father would do it. The Most High set this situation up. He didn't glory in himself. And when you go into the ancient ways and how the men of the ancient world and their mindset was, they was always in the spirit of the Most High did this. The Most High set that up. If the Most High allow us to go through this situation, then we're gonna be all right. Okay, the good example that comes to mind is Judas Maccabees and his brothers. When they was going out there to war, they was praying unto the Most High to deliver them out of those different particular situations. And after they won the war, they weren't saying, yeah, we did. Nah, they was glorifying Yahweh Shem Yahshai. So the scripture says that what? For by grace, because ultimately when Lord's will, we make it out of here soon. Lord's will is soon. Okay, but we're going to make it out of here. Okay. But when the Most High, delivers you, it ain't gonna be a thing of, okay, you were so righteous. Okay, this is the reward for choosing. No. It's gonna be the reward of Yahweh Shem Yahshai for choosing me from the foundations of the earth to be a part of this number, man. Okay, for by grace you have saved through faith, and not of yourselves. Okay, so there ain't nothing you could do to the Most High. The Most High invented everything that you could do, man. You ain't going to bring some gift onto the Yahweh Shem Yahshai, of which really, when you go into the scriptures, you bring yourself as the gift, as the sacrifice. But you ain't going to get some, Bugatti presented before the Lord, and he's going to be like, okay, you're part of the, crew. Okay, it's not of yourselves. It is a gift from the Most High, of which faith is a gift from the Most High, of which you got to pray for faith, of which I pray, Yahweh Shem Yahshai, my faith increases. Okay, because the situation that we're going into, man, only faith is going to deliver you out of it. Okay, when you're talking about you're hearing a a whole portion of family members have got hit by a chemical weapon or a nuclear ICBM, you can miss. That's gonna bug a lot of people out, man. Okay, everybody likes to play this whole tough guy role, but you gotta deal in the realms of reality. That tough guy role is all about the movies, man. In the realms of reality, when them guys were coming from World War I and World War II, what were they suffering from? They were suffering from shell shock, man, because they had seen some things. So if we're going to see some things as we're going through this path and, the Most High brings about the hour of temptation and you ain't got that faith, you ain't got that 100% faith, unshakable, okay, you're going to have some problems, man. And really when you go into, that's why the Most High puts brothers through certain adversities. So when you come out the other side of that adversity, well, you're going to have a certain mindset about sleeplessness. You're going to have a certain mindset about having no money. You're going to have a certain mindset about having no women or children around you. Okay, because why? Because you've gone through those different adversities when you was going through this truth. Okay, so let's go. So let's read this. For we are His workmanship, creating Yahushua Mashiach unto good works, which the Most High hath before ordained that we should walk in them. Okay, so the last precept, Isaiah the 64th chapter, and this is Isaiah 64 and 6, and says, but we are all as an unclean thing, okay, and our righteousness as filthy rags, and as we fade, and we do all fade as the leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away. So ain't no matter good works you're gonna do that's gonna impress the Most High. Okay, you just gotta pray the Most High. I set it up to where you was one of the men, okay, from the foundations of the earth that was set up to be delivered. Okay, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to whether you was predestined to make it or not make it. Okay, so with that, You know, look at the count. I don't even know that. Okay, with that, I'm going to say, all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, Wahar Kadash. Okay, double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone. Ownership of to be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.